We have some new developments in regard to Juan Soto, the New York Mets, something from John Heyman and Carlos Gomez, and you're going to want to stick around for it, Mets fans. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to MetCast. I'm Ray, as always. And if you like our content, please like and subscribe. It helps our channel so much. But let's get right into it. Last night and yesterday, it was widely reported that the New York Mets, Steve Cohen and the quote-unquote top brass, met with Juan Soto out in California. Now, we heard a couple of days earlier that Francisco Lindor flew out there. There were photos of him getting off the plane. They're going full force blitz when it comes to Juan Soto. Now, we've heard that also the quote from Carlos Beltran that the Mets are going to be doing everything in their power to acquire this power bat. And let's see what they're talking about. We have this right from SNY. John Heyman reported it. Breaking per John Heyman, Steve Cohen and other quote-unquote high-ranking Mets officials met with Juan Soto in California today. This was yesterday. According to Heyman, all early signs suggest the meeting went extremely well, and the Mets presentation was very detailed. And you can see the graphic right there. I mean, if you're a Mets fan, this is absolute music to your ears. How could it not be? You look at him, and he would completely change the dynamic of this lineup. Him, Juan Soto, Brandon Nimmo, you bring back Pete Alonso, and that's one thing I want to address really quickly. I've been seeing it all over Mets Twitter. Just because we would sign Juan Soto to $42 to $45 million a year contract does not prohibit us from signing literally any free agent. The Corbin Burns are still on the table. All of those guys. I think the Mets will be in on trading for potentially Devin Williams. Hint, hint. That could be in a future video out of Milwaukee. But the Mets have nearly $180 million coming off the books. Let's not forget what you have. Justin Verlander's vesting option of $17.5 million next year in 25 dropped off because of his injury. So the Mets right off the bat saved $17.5 million towards next year's contract in regard to Justin Verlander. Scherzer's gone. The McCann contract, what an absolute debacle that turned out to be. But I want to get to Hector Gomez and what he had to say. I'm going to pull it up for you guys right here. Hector Gomez, who we've had on the show before and spoken to, quote from him, quote, source, the Yankees would be willing to give Soto a better offer based on annual average than the Mets. But the Mets would exceed the Yankees' offer in years in total value. And that is what you're looking for right there. That is the money line. Quote, the Mets would offer would exceed the Yankees' offer in years in total value. And when I'm looking at that from a Mets fan perspective, that just means that the Mets are going to give a bigger contract. It is what it is. Just because the Yankees are offering a little bit higher AAV means the contract might be 2 or 3 years shorter, which why would a guy like Juan Soto want that? Juan Soto's looking to get paid until he's 38, 39, potentially 40 years old. Why would he want to become a free agent at 38 with the Yankees? It makes no sense. That is music to my ears as Mets fan. That tells you Steve Cohen went into the meeting and said, you know what, Boris, we're going to be doing a lot of business coming up. Scott Boras, his agent. I'm going to make Juan Soto the highest paid position player in the history of baseball outside of Ohtani, because Ohtani's a unicorn and obviously he pitches. But I'm going to make him the highest paid player outside of him. And I don't want to be messing around. Here's my offer. It's going to blow everybody else's out the water. If you are really about the players, and Juan Soto said that he was looking to reset the market when it comes to AAV for players and drive that salary up, how could you take less money? It'd be one thing if we're talking somebody's offering $610 to $620. It might be $40 or $50 million difference if we're talking a year or two difference on the whole length of the contract. You can't tell me you're for the players and then not want to drive up salaries. But again, this is music to my ears as a Mets fan. If you get Juan Soto, that opens you up to so much more. We have, these Garrett Crochet rumors that are flying around, and I know every Mets fan is not in love with it. But let's talk some facts here really quick. If Juan Soto signed to a 15-year contract or whatever, 10 plus it is, and to play right field, Brandon Nimmo is not going anywhere. Now, you can move Brandon Nimmo to center or left. I know you take a hit defensively when he plays center field, but if a big-time left fielder, Kyle Tucker, becomes potentially available via trade, you might be able to now feel that Drew Gilbert, although I like him and I have him ranked number 1 in my current farm rankings, but he might be more available. Jet Williams might become more available because that spot, those 2 corner spots are locked for the next 6+ years, which would make these guys almost, 30 years old. So there's no point in holding on to those prospects. It's about pitching, pitching, pitching. You add the big bat, you bring Alonso back for $25+ million a year, but not for too long, maybe 6 or 7 years. I'm not going beyond that. And then you address the starting pitching. I would love to see Manaea back. Will Salmon said he might get 4 years, $75 million on our program the other night. I'm not touching that for a 33-year-old. You want to tell me you're going to give him 3 for 60? I'd be more willing to roll the dice, but even that for me is a little bit of a stretch. I think there's going to be a team out there that overpays. If you see, say, Corbin Burns go out west to the Giants, because we know the Giants are looking to spend money. We know Seattle might be looking to spend money. Obviously, the Yankees are looking to spend money. Clearly, the Red Sox are looking to spend money. So whoever misses out on Corbin Burns might overpay a little when it comes to Sean Manaea. So that's why David Stearns has got to really play his cards well. Looks like Luis Severino, unfortunately, I think he's going to be gone. He's going to decline that qualifying offer at $20 million. The Mets will get a little bit of a compensation pick on the back end, but looks like somebody's going to overpay him too. There's been a couple rumors the Giants were potentially involved. I could see a team like Arizona getting involved with him. Maybe if Colorado's looking to finally put some pieces together, maybe they get involved. But a lot of these guys could be gone. I would try to get Quintana back on a 1-year contract potentially, but there's a lot of work to be done to this roster, a lot of work. And I don't want to see Harrison Bader back here. And if anybody disagrees with me, feel free to let me know in the comments. You could sit here and justify why you would want a guy like Harrison Bader back. We need a legitimate outfielder. I like Tyron Taylor, but he is more of a 4th outfielder for me. Jesse Winker doesn't do it for me, but this video is supposed to be all about Juan Soto. Go get Juan Soto. Make it happen. Steve Cohen, David Stearns, the first big chip. Jersey sales will be through the roof. People will be buying season tickets again. Like I've said in the past, I will pay to go to games. I will pay the upgraded parking. I don't care. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. And I know you, the Mets fan, are right there with me. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments. Is there a limit to the Soto contract that you would give? For me, make him the highest paid player in baseball. I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm willing to pay for it. I want to win World Series, and you win World Series with superstars. Dodgers. Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, up and down the line, Ohtani. You had Soto, you had Stanton, you had Judge, you had Cole. Superstars get you there. Yes, there is the anomaly with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but you look at those Houston teams, they were loaded. You look at, most teams that win are loaded. Even outside of Texas. Texas had a great year out of Montgomery. They had DeGrom on the shelf, but they did add some major pieces the offseason prior that were significant contributors. Superstars win in this sport. It was a nice story last year with what we had going on, but I'm not a fool. I saw what happened after we won 101 games. This team has just as many holes, and I trust David Stearns is going to get it done. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Any more news that we get, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Until next time, peace.